Well, we hope you're warm and dry because much of New Zealand isn't. Days of rain have left much of New Zealand damp and sodden, or even worse, flooded. But on the east coast of the South Island, the weather hasn't been as bad as forecast. Oamaru, north of Dunedin, is one of the places that's been hit, with surface flooding, bridges knocked out and schools forced to close. Dave Gooselink reports from the town.
The hardy motorists that ventured out on State Highway 1 near Oamaru this morning found it tough going. Steady overnight rain caused surface flooding, with the main road becoming impassable at times.
We've probably been here about 3 hours now, going backwards and forwards, and yeah.
Roading contractors were kept busy right across the Waitaki district, checking and closing roads. Some bridges inland of Oamaru were washed out and roads became impassable, forcing motorists to turn back.
A lot of floodwater, a lot of runoff, and just the ground can't take much more.
Farmers were out moving stock to higher ground, with warnings the continuing rainfall could cause slips and erosion on the hills. Further south near Mahino, waterlogged farmers were feeding out stock and looking on the bright side.
There'll be a bit of debris to clean up, but apart from that, providing the weather doesn't keep it like this, it'll grow again. You know, one thing about it, the drought's finished.
Oamaru residents say it's the worst flooding in years, and while the rain wasn't as heavy as expected, small creeks and rivers around town became raging torrents. With emergency services stretched, some took tools in hand themselves to try and unblock drains. A few residents were left without power after Dacre Street was turned into Dacre River.
I looked out the window and oh my gosh, I thought we had to swim down here. We ended up going through someone's backyard and through the school.
That school, Oamaru Intermediate, was closed for the day like many others around North Otago after staff arrived to find the grounds flooded. Church volunteers made hot lunches for those stuck in their homes or kept too busy with the clean-up.
Yeah, so they could come here, have a quick bite to eat, cheese roll, cup of soup. And but if they can't make it here, we're happy to get someone to run it to their house.
Rain is expected to continue falling for at least the next 24 hours, but Civil Defence believes the worst of the risk is now over. Dave Gooselink, 3 News.
So far, South Canterbury has escaped the deluge that was forecast, although rain's been falling throughout much of the day and more is expected tomorrow. About 120 millimetres of rain has fallen, but Timaru's drainage system has been able to cope. Authorities are keeping a close eye on rivers, but they're not posing a threat at the moment. Heavy rain overnight caused rivers in the Dunedin region to rise rapidly. The water of Leith, the major waterway running through North Dunedin, turned into a raging torrent, and police threatened to arrest 9 kayakers preparing to test their skills. Blocked drains kept city support services busy. In Mosgiel, residents living near the Silver Stream waterway were put on flood alert as it rose close to its banks before receding.